Hi, good afternoon. My name is Bill Kessler. I'm on Bywater Solutions, and thank you for coming to our Aspen introductory webinar today. Um, Kelly and my colleague Morgan will be doing the webinar today. We'll be watching the chat, so any questions you have, if you want to put in chat, please do. If you want to speak up, please do too. So without further ado, we'll turn it over to Morgan.
All right. Hello, everyone. Thanks for being here today at the Introduction to Aspen Discovery webinar. My name is Morgan Danu, and I work on the Aspen Discovery team here at Bywater as an Aspen implementation specialist. So my time is dedicated to helping libraries set up Aspen and learn how to use all the tools you have available. And I've worked in or with libraries for about 15 years now, which is why I genuinely love being here and getting to work with libraries using Aspen, because it's something I wish that I had access to when I was a librarian. So I am very excited today to show you an introduction to Aspen Discovery and why it's amazing. So let's get into it. But before we dive into the specific examples I'm going to show you today, I just want to quickly go over some of the high-level goals of Aspen. These are what drive our team. They're like our North Star when we're working with libraries, helping us make decisions, and it's the why for everything that we do. So the first goal here is to create a unified experience through deep integration with all library technologies. Today, we're going to look at some really cool integrations with different library technologies like events, archives, databases, and so on. So everything that your library has, as much as possible, we want to make sure those things are discoverable in Aspen. The second goal is maximizing user engagement with the library. So this means that whether you have a patron that just walked in the door and they've never used your library before, to the power user who lives on your catalog, to the user who only wants to do everything on their phone. We want to make sure, no matter who they are, we have options for everyone and that each user has access to the information and services that they're looking for. We also want to connect every user with a personalized and accessible library home base. Aspen provides customization options to help you tailor the experience for users, as well as for users to interact with Aspen and enhance the experience for themselves. So we'll also take a look at the user experience later on so that you can see how easy it is for everyone. And finally, we want to empower library administrators to customize and expand Aspen. I'm going to show you a variety of examples today, showing off what some of our library partners have done to customize Aspen to match their brand, add enhancements, and more. So I know you're eager to see Aspen at this point, so let's escape out of here and switch over to showing off some of our favorite examples of what libraries are doing with Aspen. So we're starting off here with Cuyahoga County Public Library in Ohio. On the back end, they are using Koha ILS, which is also supported by Bywater. And I had the good fortune of helping their team implement Aspen Discovery. And it was very exciting to see their catalog come together as they learned more and made their customizations. They really pushed Aspen. They provided a lot of great feedback and ideas. And it was really exciting to work with them closely to make their dreams come true. This front landing page of Aspen features what we call browse categories. And these allow libraries to highlight new titles they have, on order titles, other special parts of your collection. They have this one front and center here that's separated by age group. So that's a really great way to highlight things and think of like what patrons are asking for when they come into the libraries. It's so easy for staff to just pull up the front page of your catalog and say, hey, if you're looking for this age range, here it is right here. So you can click on that if there's a title you're interested in. Of course, you can click on that to see more information, see what formats are available, and click to go see more information about that as well. I've seen so many types of browse categories, and you really can do anything, whether that's featuring titles by age group, fiction or nonfiction, subject. genre, language, collection, so on. Their main categories here are divided by those kind of bigger target audiences, but each one has those subcategories that can feature things that are, fiction, nonfiction, staff picks. I always love to see that, award books, and other special spotlights. I like to think of these as digital display shelves, except with a lot less work involved, because you can just set these up with a few filters and sorting options, and you can just set them and forget them because they will keep filtering the newest things that get added to your collection to the top as they get added. So you also, though, have the flexibility to create these from lists if you want. So like these staff picks browse categories. If you want to curate specific titles to feature in a browse category, like the staff picks or state or regional award books, you can do that with lists. So it's really flexible. It's really easy to come up with these, and they just kind of keep expanding and growing. Cuyahoga also has a really extensive collection of toys, and they really emphasize how much they wanted to highlight that during their Aspen implementation. And Aspen makes that really easy to do. So they have a browse category for it here. As you can see, you can click through for some of the age range suggestions they have. And they, also have a link at the top, this custom menu link, where they've linked to that catalog search. So I can click that and go straight into the catalog and just start searching for toys there as well. So already, like, there's 2 places on their front page that's made these really visible and accessible. All of the menu links actually are completely customizable, so you can really make your Aspen catalog match the navigation of your website if you want to, which can provide that nice seamless experience for their users. So I'm going to jump into some searching here really quick. Most users are just going to type in their search and go. So if I start typing in something, Aspen will pull up some search suggestions, some predictive search terms. So if I start typing in Lego or an author's name, whatever it is, Aspen will kind of scan your collection and pop up with some suggestions there. That way, if you don't know exactly how to spell a word or a name, chances are there's going to be a suggestion here for you to click. So if I am interested in one of those, I can click on that. Otherwise, I could just, hit enter or search. And actually, I'm going to search for bugs. So it's really cold out and I'm thinking of spring and wanting the bugs to come back. Not really, but so here I am in the search results. And I can very clearly see when something is available. So if I want to place a hold on these without a wait list, I can go ahead and do that. If something, isn't available right now, I can always click this show me where, and that's going to bring up this more detailed list of titles. And actually, this show me where button, that's always there, but this is one of the customizations they've done on their site. The default language actually says, where is it? But this is just another example of one of the things they've customized about their interface to show that, this is for their patrons, what they thought would make most sense to them. So you get to make those kinds of decisions about your catalog. A few other libraries have actually followed suit. Which is one of the cool things to see in the Aspen community, which is libraries sharing and getting ideas from each other. After scrolling past the first few titles, you'll typically see this Discover More box. And this is actually called Explore More, but again, they've customized it there. They're calling it Discover More, which I also think is cool. This box will feature content from the other search indexes, meaning by default, we're searching in the library catalog, but you can add other integrations into Aspen, such as events. You can index your library website and have that searchable. You can add digital archives or databases, public lists made by staff. Those are all searchable here. But we all know that the typical user behavior, like I said, is they're just going to type in the catalog search and go. And the Explore More box is a way for them to discover content or events or resources that they may not have even realized that they had access to. So they don't have to do anything different, but this is still pointing them to these other things. So with my search of bugs, I can see that there's this cool little for kids bugs event. So if I click on that, I can go out to that event page and see what that's about and register if it requires registration. There's also a list here. So it looks like they put together a great books for kids lists. So I can click on that and go see the other titles on that list. There's probably something about bugs on that list, and that's why it came up. So I absolutely love Explore More. I just think it's such a nice thing for getting that other content in front of users. And about their events, they have integrated Communico Attend for events. We also integrate with a few other services such as LibCal by SpringShare and Library Calendar by Library Market. So you do have plenty of options for that. Let's see, if I keep going down, where's another title that has stuff available? There's an available online. So that one I can see at a glance. Looks like it's a Canopy title. And here we go. So we have another title that has multiple formats available. So once again, I can clearly see this is available on the shelf somewhere. So I can click to see where it is specifically. And I can see that I have some options from Libby as well. And personally, I love to just check out Libby stuff on my phone, but I wish that my library catalog had this, because sometimes I'm searching for physical titles and I might come across something like, oh, I would like to read that as an audiobook on my phone. So I'm just browsing for other stuff, but you can check things out or place holds on Libby content, and that will just go straight over to your Libby app on your mobile device. It's an instant connection. It's really, really cool. I also love that Aspen groups formats together, because at a glance, I know that these are the formats you have available for Bugs in Danger. I don't have to wonder if there's some other format of this out there, because Aspen does group them together. So it's really easy to see what you have at your disposal. And I don't have to wonder, like, okay, where is the audiobook? Where is the picture book? It's all going to be grouped together as long as the title and the author are the same. If I'm looking for a specific format, Aspen makes it really easy to narrow down by other criteria. So not only format, but anything else here. But if I click on format, I'll be able to see the top most relevant. If I click on more, that's going to pull up the whole list of other available formats too. And for the facets, these are customizable by your library administrators. There are over 42 options for facets, plus the ability to define 3 custom facets. So you can really fine tune these to what your patrons and your staff would find useful. So again, let me go back to that format facet. I see, ooh, there's that toy format again. So I've already searching for bugs, but maybe I'm interested to see what bug toys there are. I can click apply, and now I see they actually have a pretty good collection of bug related toys to choose from. And if I get all the way to the bottom of the search results, I can also see that the library has set up links to their ILL service for interlibrary loan. Theirs is called Search Ohio. And at the very bottom, they have this didn't find it link to submit a suggestion for purchase. And admins can customize these links depending on what you have available, or even have no links at all if you don't offer these as options to your patrons. So next, let's take a look at another library. This is Los Gatos Library in California. Fun fact, I once showed this catalog to another library I was training, and they thought it was the fake library that I just made up because I make so many cat jokes during my trainings, but they are a real library and they are awesome. As you can see, it is still Aspen, but it's a really different look and feel. One of the things I really love about Los Gatos in particular is how they already have their own website outside of Aspen, but they've used Aspen's web builder to add extra web pages and link them from their menu links. So if I click on, they have this popular pages drop down and click on adult page. So they've made a really nice page here for adult services. They've embedded some collection spotlights here. They've embedded an events calendar. Here are some more spotlights at the bottom. These spotlights, by the way, they're similar to browse categories and how you can make them. You can either do it from search results or user lists. So you get to really customize the content of these collection spotlights as well. And these don't have to be embedded within an Aspen page. You can put them on your external library website, just anywhere you can embed some HTML code. And Aspen generates the code for you. It just kind of paste it in and it does it for you. So the web builder in Aspen is really easy to use. You don't need any coding knowledge to do this. It's pretty much just a matter of setting up your layout and plugging in the content for that. Another really cool thing about Los Gatos is they have built out a kids catalog. So if I click the link for their kids catalog, they've made a separate theme for it with different images and colors. They have a separate group of browse categories that are really focused on kids and what they're interested in. They have a different set of menu links. And on the back end, they have scoped the search results for this interface. So you're only searching for items in their juvenile collection. So they get to specify what audience and or what collections to search in. And that way you're narrowing down just to kids stuff. And by the way, that is available for, things like e-content. You can scope out your Overdrive collection to a kids catalog, just showing the kids titles from Overdrive in such a catalog. So I really love that they've taken that on. They did such a great job with it. And a lot of libraries who do something like this tend to put this as the default search interface on the computers in their kids areas. So it can be really nice for parents and kiddos to look at.
So Morgan, since you're here, if you go back to a browse category, there's a question if you can build a browse category from a catalog search.
Oh, yeah. That is one of the ways that you can make browse categories. And here's a hint for anyone who is investigating Aspen right now. You can click on the link with the magnifying glass on any browse category, and that will show you the source. So if I click on new picture books, that is going to take me into, in this case, it's the search results they used. And you can see all the filters they've applied to build the results that they wanted to show on their browse category. So they're filtering by audience of juvenile, they're filtering fiction, they have a shelf location of children's picture books and materials that have just been added within the last 6 months.
And what's that new banner?
The new banner. Let's see here.
On the first on Llama Llama
the
Home.
new flag. So the new flag here is for any items that have been added to the catalog within the last 7 days. Will automatically get that new banner. So yeah, it's a really nice way to highlight your new items and make sure that they're more visible to your patrons. All right. Any other questions from the chat?
I've been answering them, so they're good.
Okay, good. Thanks, Bill. Bill's my trusty sidekick. All right. So let's switch over to Ocean State Libraries here. This is a consortium in Rhode Island. They are also using Koha on the back end. Aspen has so many options for consortia, and we work with them all the time from all different ILSs. We have a consortium in implementation now. Some of their libraries have gone live already. This is Share in Illinois. They are using Polaris on the back end, and they have literally hundreds of locations and catalogs, and they are loving it. So since they're not fully live, they're just partially live, I wanted to focus on Ocean State, who is totally live on Aspen. Now this is Ocean State's main consortial catalog, but actually all of their member libraries get to have their own individual catalog interfaces. So if I click on the home icon here, their main page shows links to all of their library catalogs. So this means that all libraries are still connected on the back end and searching the same collection, but this allows each library to have a catalog that matches their own branding. Their available items can be prioritized in search results. They can customize their browse categories. And if they're paying for e-content that isn't available to other libraries in the consortium, they can add that e-content to their catalog for their patrons, and that won't be visible in other catalogs. This isn't something that patrons would ever typically see. This is just me being able to quickly hop between the different library catalogs. So let's say I want to check out the Hope Library. I know that having these separate catalogs as well can be a big change for some consortia, but I will say that Aspen gives you the tools to keep as much control as you need, while still giving the member libraries options for customization they want. So I'm gonna open up Hope Library Catalog just to show you the difference here. So we have Hope. And I will say, I think they have my favorite library tagline of all time. So kudos to them. So yeah, it's the same Aspen instance, just different branding. So it has their colors, it has their logo. You can see up here that we still have the Ocean State branding as well as in the footer. So you can put your logo and branding of the consortia on your member library catalogs pages as well. Let me open up another example. So this is Loudit. All right. So you can see, and let me go back to the main page of OSL. So they have a few browse categories that they've set up for the consortium. So new books, new movies, coming soon. You can assign those same browse categories out to your other member libraries. So if a library doesn't want to customize, they don't want to do anything or learn anything, they just don't have the time, that's okay. On Hope, you can see that those same browse categories are there. They didn't have to do a thing. Our goal during implementation is to help consortium admin get your library set up. We set up pretty much all of the themes for you, and they can learn to adjust if they need. So that way, you know, they're still a part of that larger library network, getting access to all those materials, and they get to have that customized feel for their patrons, but it's not, you know, they don't have to do a bunch of extra work. But if a library is interested in doing a little more, you can see on the Loudit page, they've made some extra browse categories for themselves in their collections. So they wanted to feature some extra things on their page. So they made, you know, these new tween and teen, new kids. But if I scroll over, you can see that they have kept some of those original browse categories that were shared with all of their member libraries. So really, libraries get to choose how much they want to put into it. If they want to just sit back and enjoy their nice new Aspen catalog, or if they want to, you know, get some training on different options that they have in Aspen and how they can make it a little more customized, we can work with that as well. And we can work with you on training those member libraries who are interested.
And Morgan, when you get a chance, we have a question about being able to see something like that's a Kindle or an EPUB. So if you can show group work like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So let me just do a search. See what we get here. So yeah, I did a search on their catalog. Again, you can see all those different formats. The nice thing also about these member library catalogs is you can easily see if something is available at your library or if it's at a different library. So if I scroll down, this one is on the shelf at Hope Library. For the ebook editions, I can very clearly see here's e-audiobook from Libby, here's ebook from Libby, so that's going to be like EPUB. And then if I have a Kindle, I'm usually looking specifically for that. So we separately highlight if a record has a Kindle version available in the search results. So even though the ebook and Kindle, it might just be the same Overdrive record, I can very quickly at a glance see if there's a Kindle version available, because that's what I care about as a Kindle user. So from there, I can click checkout on Libby, and that's going to add it to my Aspen account. And from there, if I want to send it to my Kindle device, I can do that. All right. And again, so I'm seeing quickly from the search results that Hope Library, the library that I'm on right now, it has an available copy here. Otherwise, it will say it's available somewhere else. I can still always click where is it to see where exactly that copy is. And chances are, if it's not at my preferred library, I would probably just place a hold and have it sent over to me.
When I go to where is it, will it show my library at the top?
Let's see here. It should, yes. So right at the top there, your library, depending on the catalog that you're on, it's going to filter that to the top, and then followed by the other locations in alphabetical order. With a library consortium like this, it's also worth noting that when you go to place a hold on a title, your preferred pickup location will also get filtered to the top of the pickup locations list. So you can also set up to 2 additional preferred pickup locations. So that way, if you have like 3 libraries that you're bouncing around too often, you can have those options sorted at the top when you place a hold, and then it's followed by everything else in alphabetical order. So that's a really nice thing for library systems with a lot of libraries and consortia especially. All right. So let me switch over here to Capital Area District Libraries. Oh my gosh, is it already almost 30 minutes?
It is close.
Wow, okay. I am not talking as fast as I thought. Well, let's see here. I want to show you some user account things before we wrap up. I know we only have a couple minutes. And if you want to stay after, Bill will definitely be staying to answer questions. So let me quickly flip over here to our Aspen model site, and I'm going to sign in as a user because I want to show you some things in the user account. So when users sign in to Aspen, they'll get taken to this account summary page. So I can quickly at a glance see my account activity going on. I also see this titles you may like. Some of you may have noticed on the cover images within Aspen where there's stars underneath. Those are ratings. And when you rate titles in Aspen, that will generate recommendations for you. So those will continuously update. From here, if I go to my checkouts or my holds, I can see my physical materials only, or I can also filter by the e-content service too. So if I have something checked out on Libby, I can see those titles and manage them from Aspen as well, including accessing it in my browser or returning it early if I want to. I can renew things if they're eligible. I can also click you might also like, and that's going to show me recommendations for similar titles that I might be interested in. And similarly, when I go to holds, that's also going to allow me to quickly see any holds I have available for pickup. My pending holds, I can cancel them. I can suspend them. I can change the pickup location. There's options to do things in bulk at the bottom, which is really handy for those power users who have a ton of stuff. Let's see here. This Your Library Card tab, also super handy, especially if you're using Aspen Lita, which is the mobile app that comes with Aspen Discovery. So any linked cards that I have, so if I have linked accounts together in Aspen, those will also show up here. So if I have Aspen on Aspen Lita on my mobile app, and if I have linked accounts, I'll be able to just flip through those different library cards I have linked together. So if I have a whole family that I'm managing materials for, I'll be able to very easily access all the card numbers and the barcodes for scanning. Oh my goodness. I know we are at time. Are there any other questions in the chat right now that we need to get to?
I do not see any.
Okay.
I did post a link to the Help Center for
Yes.
folks that if you want to learn more, you can go to the Help Center, pretty much type in any type of topic, and it does show up.
Yes. And another great thing, which we can put this link in the chat as well, is there is a partner spotlight page on the Help Center, which is really amazing for seeing all of the different tools that you have in Aspen, all the things that you can do with examples and links. So if you're looking to see examples for collection spotlights, you can click on any of those and go see those libraries using Aspen. So this is a huge, awesome resource to use if you're investigating Aspen and looking to see all the different things that you can do in Aspen, because it is very hard to fit everything in 30 minutes because there's so much cool stuff.
And there is a question about if there's documentation on how to connect to Sierra, ILS, and Aspen. And I know we do have some different ILS type things in the admin piece.
Yeah, so we have examples of Sierra libraries in here. I don't think that we have specifically documentation about how to connect to Sierra. We have internal documentation since, that's how we're connecting to people. But really Sierra, it's just a matter of there's just a list. We give you a list of everything that we need, creating an API user, Sierra DNA database user. There's just a few things that we need for the connection, and we go through all of those things and help you get connected at the beginning. All
Well,
right.
thank you, Morgan. I know we're
Yeah.
past the 30 minutes, so I want to make sure we get you back.
Okay. This has our upcoming webinars for anyone who wants to attend some upcoming things. We have in March, implementing Aspen in a consortium. So if you're looking for more consortia specific information, that would be a great one to attend. And then we also have enhancing the patron experience on April 25th.